In the realm of learning sciences, knowledge transfer is a key phrase used by many. It is the student's ability to transfer or apply the knowledge he or she receives within the training or learning environment to the environment in which the knowledge will be needed. It's argued by many that situated learning, or learning that is situated within the environment in which it will be used, is the most successful method for transfer of skills. Apprenticeship programs are types of situated learning methods that are often used. Thus, our research question for this project is, what are the components of successful apprenticeship? Our prediction is that learning by observing an expert, learning by doing, and continuous expert feedback will be the key components of successful apprenticeship. For the purpose of this study, success is defined as the ability to properly perform the skill taught by the expert without the presence or assistance of the expert. This study is important because once the key components of successful apprenticeships are discovered, they can be used to improve the training of students and workplace professionals.
This study will incorporate a mixed methods approach. For the quantitative portion of this study, we will use simple random sampling method. The random sampling will include all actively licensed plumbers and electricians in the state of Utah as reported by the Utah Division of Occupational and Professional Licensing. A survey will be randomly distributed to 750 actively licensed master plumbers, 375 actively licensed journeyman plumbers, and 375 actively licensed apprentice plumbers. The same will be done for the electrician field, 1,500 master tradesmen, 750 journeyman tradesmen, and 750 apprentice tradesmen, coming to a grand total of 3,000 participants. We hope to receive at least 1,000 responses. The qualitative portion will use a nested sequential convenience sample. Nested. Survey participants will have the option of indicating further interest in participating in observations and interviews when completing the survey. This option to select further participation is the nested portion of the survey. Sequential. 5 individuals from both the plumbing and electrician fields who express the highest level of interest following the survey will participate in observations and interviews will be selected randomly. Convenience. Because we will interview and observe those who responded to the survey.
Our data collection methods will include surveys, interviews, and observations. 1,500 actively licensed plumbers within the state of Utah and 1,500 actively licensed electricians will be surveyed. The survey participants will be randomly selected for surveys. 5 of those plumbers who are in a master-apprentice relationship and 5 of those electricians in a master-apprentice relationship will be observed and interviewed. They will be selected based on their response to the question, how interested would you be on a scale from 1 to 10? How interested would you be to participate in an interview and observation for further research? 5 participants will randomly be selected from each field based upon those who expressed a high level of interest in further participation. Those who participate in the survey will receive a $10 compensation. Those who participate in the observation and interview segment will receive a $500 compensation.
A mixed methods approach will be utilized in this design. Explanatory research will be used by first doing the survey, then follow-up observations and interviews for triangulation. For the survey, questions will be designed to help us determine the perceived value that electricians of varying skill levels place on varying aspects of their respective field. The questions will be focused upon their opinions regarding what constitutes a successful apprenticeship, specifically asking questions about learning by observing an expert, learning by doing, and continuous expert feedback.
This study will include criterion variables for sample selection. This is because participants must meet a certain criteria in order to participate. Each of the differing apprenticeship methods and techniques of experts being studied will vary, and we will not be manipulating any variables or methods of the expert, but we will only be observing it. We want to know the important components of apprenticeships from both the perspective of the expert and the apprentice.
The data collection will be administered by us, the researchers. However, the Utah Division of Occupational and Professional Licensing, or DOPL, will be a key resource in facilitating the collection of the data. We plan to collaborate with DOPL to gather contact information to disseminate the survey. However, we will manage the distribution and collection of the information. The survey will be offered in an online format as well as a paper format, but will be delivered primarily in an online format, all of which will take place in Utah. Following the surveys, we will shadow 5 master electricians on the job during apprenticeships, and 5 master plumbers during the apprenticeship experience. Following the job shadowing, interviews will be conducted with the master and apprentices separately. We will be using data from the job shadow and the surveys to inform what questions will be asked.
Created using Powtoon.